Welcome to the Mindful Makeover podcast. My name is Stephanie Catalano Robillio, and I'm your host. I am also a licensed clinical social worker, personal development author, life coach, and public speaker. I am committed to bringing you insightful conversations that will help you move forward in your life, turn your dreams into reality, feel good, and live your life on purpose with purpose. If you're ready for healing, empowerment, and transformation, you're in the right place, so let's do this. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Mindful Makeover podcast. It has been a few weeks since I've been here with you all, and possibly even a month. It feels like time is zipping by. Anyways, I can't express how happy I am to be back recording this podcast. As always, thank you all for your love and support. There's been so much going on in the world, and I'm sure like most of you, I've had a ton of different emotions run through me and over me. So between taking care of myself and keeping up with the day-to-day routines and responsibilities, it's been a lot to say the least, but I am back and I am here, and for that I'm grateful. So because this year has been basically one event after the next, I've observed the majority of people, myself included at moments, are reacting to the media, to people, to places, to things, and the list goes on and on. I'm sure you can agree there's a lot of reactivity happening, whether it be to you, from you, or around you. By no means am I surprised by this. I think we all can agree that right now, with the fact that everything's going on, it's fully to be expected, and it makes sense given the context of everything. And with that said, I really feel led to want to dive into reactivity today and trigger identification. So reactivity is the power of being reactive, or the degree to which a thing is reactive. If you've been connected to me through my podcast or Instagram, you've heard me talk about the difference between reacting and responding. So I want to expand on this. Every time we react to someone or something, it reveals something within us that needs our love and attention. It needs our curiosity. Often we react, which can end up actually looking like attack, and that serves no purpose, right? When we react, sometimes we react to such a degree that it actually looks like we're attacking a person, a place, or a thing, and it serves no purpose at all. When we react to someone, we are the ones who end up having to experience the unpleasant emotions that come from it, whether it be irritability, anger, frustration, agitation, sometimes even deep sadness, whatever it might be that might come up for you when you react. And when I say reacting, this can be reacting by yelling at someone, by making an impulsive decision, by letting someone else cause you to be angry, then you end up staying consumed by your anger. And for some, maybe even reacting could look like shutting down and going into isolation. It shows up differently for each of us, but we all have been reactive at times, and some of us more than others, depending where we are on our individual journeys of healing and evolving. And when we react, again, we react not only in all different ways, but also to all different things. We react to traffic, to people, to the news, to what we see in our social media feeds. We react to our own thoughts, our own emotions. We react in relationships. We react to people's perspectives and opinions. We react to the feedback that's given to us by other people. And again, this list goes on and on. Oftentimes when a person reacts, and maybe this is you or has been you, I know it was definitely me at one point in my life, and sometimes still because I'm a human. But a lot of times when a person reacts, they tend to say, I acted that way because I was triggered. Or sometimes they'll say, so-and-so triggers me and I can't help but react. I'm going to say that again. So-and-so triggers me and I can't help but react. Think about that. I can't help but react. It's such a powerless place to be. I can't help but react, or I'm choosing to not learn differently, right? There's a difference between I can't and I won't. We all have the ability to learn how to respond to people, places, and things. It will take us expanding our awareness. It will take our, our effort, right? It's not going to happen automatically, because our automatic response, just as humans, because we're conditioned, is to react. But all of you have the ability to learn how to respond. And so I say, it's such a powerless place to be, because just saying it feels powerless, right? That's to say that, hey, so-and-so does this and I can't help but react. That's giving that person all of your power. Every single time we react to someone or something, we give that person or that thing power to you. And yes, are we human? Of course we are. So there's always going to be that time and space when we end up reacting, and perhaps we even pop off. And, it is what it is. It happens. But the more you become aware of who and what triggers you, and the more you allow yourself to take the time to deepen your own self-awareness, it is absolutely possible to develop or learn the skill of responding. Responding will always serve and support you, whereas reacting doesn't. It usually makes the situation worse. Reacting usually shuts us down and it closes our mind and our heart. When we respond, it keeps us in a place of openness and receptiveness. And when we shut down from reacting, this leads to further problems, or it can lead to further problems. So I invite you to begin to get curious about who and what triggers you. And rather than giving them or that your power by reacting, get curious about what's underneath the reaction. Use it as an opportunity to look within yourself and reflect. You can do this by asking questions like, what did that situation bring up in me? What caused me to feel that level of anger, shame, or frustration? What can I learn from this situation? Or what can I learn from this person? When we react, it takes away the opportunity to learn from the situation that is making us react. Because when we react, it usually elevates us, not in a good way. Then we say, screw it, and we walk away. And then what happens is, before you know it, you're busy doing the day-to-day things, and you end up losing the opportunity to really sit in that space and make effort to understand what the situation brought up in you. I'll give you an example. Let's say your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whoever, said something that upset you, and you automatically react to whatever they said to you by saying something hurtful to him, her, they in return, right? Next thing you know, you storm away from them and you go back to doing whatever you're doing. And yeah, you're feeling worked up and you're sitting there, let's say, folding the laundry, all pissed off or angry, or whatever it is that you're doing. But then before you know it, one or two things happens. Either you snap out of it and now you and your loved one, you're back to acting normal, or you stay stuck in a funk for days over that one moment, right? You either walk away, have your moment alone of feeling angry, upset, then before you know it, you and your loved one are back to normal, back to the busyness of the day-to-day routines, or you go give him or her, they, the silent treatment, and you stay all angry and worked up in a funk for a few days, right? And then after the few days are done, you snap out of it, and then boom, you're back to normal, right? But I want you to imagine something. Imagine if the same situation happened where your husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, partner, whoever, said something that upset you, and rather than reacting, you notice that whatever they said upset you, and instead of saying something hurtful in return, you take the time to look within and ask, what did their comment bring up in you? What is beneath the trigger? I can't highlight how important and how powerful this work is for your transformation. It's so easy to run around and blame people, places, and things for our reactions. It's so easy to just blame our mood on who or what is triggering us. But blaming gets us nowhere. It literally keeps us stuck and then the same. There is incredible power and transformation in the moments you realize, despite what is being done to you or around you, you have the full ability to look within yourself and explore your internal world. You have the ability to choose to respond. You have the ability to control yourself or to allow yourself to not just react. You absolutely have the ability to give yourself the time and space to pause, walk away from the situation if you have to, and then choose your response. Sometimes responding could be walking away, like I said. It could be taking the time to sit with the feelings of anger, shame, guilt, grief, frustration, and allow yourself to really experience the feelings rather than trying to control them, because we don't have the power to control our thoughts or feelings. And in fact, that's not what we are meant to do. Feelings and thoughts are meant to be experienced, not controlled, not resisted. But allow yourself to sit in that space with whatever feeling came up from you. And rather than blaming, let's say again, your loved one for the mood you're in, or the outside world for the mood you're in, take ownership in exploring what's beneath what you're feeling. It's taking the time to explain what's going on inside of you. Not blame, explain. We all could go so much further in our journeys if we realize our ultimate power is in our ability to look within ourselves and use our willpower to choose how we respond and to choose that which serves and supports us. And sometimes what serves and supports us is absolutely walking away and giving ourselves the space that we need to calm down. It's going to be different depending on what your actual current situation is in the moment. I know there is nothing easy about sitting in our own mess caused by our own reactions, but my goodness, there's nothing easy about going through life being triggered by everyone and everything. That is such a powerless way to live. And my dears, if you're listening to this episode, you are more than powerful. You're filled with possibility, with love, with light, with limitless potential. If you weren't, you wouldn't be tuned into my podcast. I know that for sure, because I only attract people who want to heal and evolve and become better. That's the work I'm committed to doing in this lifetime, and I'm honored to be energetically connected with you all. I want you all to know that you guys are so powerful beyond measure. And I know sometimes this work can feel like it's overwhelming, or that it's a lot, or that it's going to require so much effort. And in the beginning, it might feel that way. But it can't be any more than the effort it takes to calm yourself down after reacting, or any more than the effort it takes when you're trying to control the outside world so that you aren't triggered. We don't have that kind of power, but we do have the power to choose who we want to be, how we want to respond, and how we want to show up. As always, I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in with me. I'm going to share the questions I stated earlier in the show notes. So I encourage and invite you to identify at least 3 people, places, or things that trigger you or cause you to react, and then explore what's beneath the reaction. What is the trigger teaching you? Triggers are definitely teachers. Every time we react, it tells a story about us. It reveals something inside of us that needs our love and attention. And how cool is it to know that you and only you can reclaim your power over that which causes you to react? So in closing, I invite you to affirm with me, I reclaim my power, and I am committed to choosing to respond over reacting, for I want to feel good, and when I respond, I feel good, for it shows me I am in control of my life, and I like to be in control. Thank you for joining me today. If you found today's episode to be insightful and inspiring, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one. And I kindly ask that you please leave me a review so together we can help the next person. To learn more about my products and services, check out www.themindfulliving.com and come connect with me on Instagram at mindfulliving.now, where I share daily inspiration, mindful skills, tips, and more. Until the next episode, stay mindful and always remember the power that lives inside of you.